Hey guys, so this is our introduction to probability of an event. And so you guys will actually just have 10 questions about this. Some of them have pictures, some of them will just have words. So I want to give you a little bit of each. Now, as far as probability goes, they're really cool because it's kind of like a fraction. A fraction is like parts out of a whole. Well, probability is our desired outcome or what we want to have happen. No, we can put desired outcome, what we want to have happen out of the total possible outcomes. So this is where it's a little bit tricky. It might change our desired outcome. At first, I might want to pull out a white marble. Well, how many white marbles do I have in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 out of 10. So I have 1/2. 1 out of every 2 could be a white one, all right? If I want to change it and say black, well, I only have 3. So I have 3 out of 10, and that doesn't reduce. So that's as low as that fraction will go. If I'm talking about green, then I have 2 out of 10, and it will reduce down to 1/5. So depending on what I want, depending on my desired outcome, will depend on the possibility of getting that. Do you see that? Now, same thing with like a spinner. Only thing that might change is our total possible outcomes or what we're looking for. So in this, we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now on the bottom of the fraction, it's no longer 10, it's 8. So if I'm looking for white, I have 1, 2, 3 white spaces out of 8, and that doesn't reduce. If I'm looking for black, I have 2 out of 8, and that does reduce. It reduces down to 1/4. And then if I'm looking for green, I have 1, 2, 3. 3 out of 8, and that doesn't reduce, so that's as low as it'll go. So now, hopefully that's kind of easy to see, and you can tell why it goes into that fraction. That fraction makes it really easy to get into that decimal. Remember, we can take it into a decimal, and then it's easy to find that percent of it happening. But anyway, that might be for another day. Let's talk about rolling a dice. Depending on what I have, depending on what I want, will determine the probability of that happening. So let's say I want to roll the number 1. Well, on a dice, there's one number 1 out of 6 numbers. So let's say I want to roll the number 2. Well, there's one number 2 out of 6 numbers. What about a number 3? Well, there's one number 3 out of 6 numbers. 4, there's one number 4 out of 6 numbers. If I want to roll a 5, there's one number 5 out of 6 numbers. If I want to roll a 6, there's only one number 6 out of 6 numbers. So each of them have the same chance or the same probability of being rolled. Now, if I change what I want, if I change my desired outcome, it could change the probability. If I say an even number, well, now I have 1, 2, 3 that could happen. So now I have 3 out of 6. When I reduce it down, I get 1/2. So there's a 50% chance of rolling an even number. I could even say, okay, what are the chances of rolling a 3 or a 4? Well, those are 2 numbers on the dice out of 6, and then I reduce it down to 1/3. So hopefully you guys can kind of see that. Flipping a coin is fun because you have 2 heads or tails, 1 out of 2, 1 out of 2. It basically says 50% of getting heads, 50% of getting tails. It's fun. Let me know if you have any questions on this. Good luck.